Welcome to another journey on the Edutaining History Channel. Do you believe secrets can live for centuries? What if I told you that two young boys vanished without a trace in one of the world's most infamous fortresses, leaving behind nothing but questions, accusations, and chilling clues? The mystery of the princes in the tower has captivated historians, storytellers, and conspiracy theorists for over 500 years. Who were these royal brothers? Did ambition seal their fate? Or did they escape into history's shadows? Buckle up, because on today's episode of the Edutaining History Channel, we're delving into a mystery so layered, so haunting, you might find yourself looking over your shoulder. The year is 1483. England is a nation divided, caught in the chaos of the Wars of the Roses, a brutal battle for the throne fought between two noble houses, York and Lancaster. When King Edward IV dies unexpectedly, his 12-year-old son, Edward V, inherits the crown. But the boy king's reign is short-lived. His uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, swoops in, promising to protect the young king and his younger brother, Richard, Duke of York. Imagine stepping into the shoes of these boys, heirs to unimaginable power, but surrounded by rivals who would stop at nothing to secure the throne for themselves. That's not childhood, it's a living chessboard. The brothers are taken to the Tower of London, officially for their safety. But as weeks turn to months, whispers grow louder. Why hasn't the king been crowned yet? Why are the boys hidden from the public eye? Then, like a thunderbolt, their uncle declares himself King Richard III. The boys disappear from history's record, and the mystery begins. The disappearance of Edward and Richard raises a haunting question. Who had the motive to silence these boys forever? The first suspect is obvious: their uncle, Richard III. History paints him as a cunning, ambitious man who would stop at nothing to secure his place on the throne. Many believe he saw his nephews as a threat and ordered their murder. In Shakespeare's famous play, Richard III is depicted as a calculating villain with a twisted back and a thirst for power. But was he truly the monster we imagine, or was his reputation exaggerated by his enemies? Then there's Henry VII, Richard's rival and eventual successor. After defeating Richard in battle, Henry needed the boys gone to solidify his own claim to the throne. Some suggest the princes were alive when Henry took power, and that it was Henry, not Richard, who ensured they would never be seen again. Historians note that Henry was known for erasing threats from the record, even going so far as to destroy documents that contradicted his rule. If the boys were alive when he took power, they wouldn't have stayed that way for long. And let's not forget the shadowy figures in the background, like Margaret Beaufort, Henry's ambitious mother. Some theories suggest she played a role in the princess's disappearance to protect her son's claim. Could these two boys have been pawns in a game far larger than themselves? The Tower of London is no ordinary castle. It's a place of imprisonment, execution, and intrigue. For centuries, its walls have witnessed the rise and fall of kings, the execution of queens, and the whisper of dark deeds carried out in the shadows. But perhaps its greatest secret is the fate of the princes in the tower. Were they locked away until they were quietly murdered? Or were they hidden by loyalists, smuggled out under the cover of darkness? Some accounts suggest that sympathetic guards helped the boys escape, spiriting them away to live under assumed identities. One tale even claims they lived out their days as humble tradesmen, never daring to reveal their royal blood. Other theories are less hopeful. In 1674, workers renovating the tower discovered two small skeletons buried beneath a staircase. Were these the princes, hidden away after a secret murder? The bones were interred in Westminster Abbey, but even modern science has struggled to confirm their identities. The story of the princes in the tower isn't just a mystery. It's also a lesson in the power of propaganda. After Richard III's defeat, the Tudor dynasty worked hard to cement his reputation as a villain. Chronicles were rewritten, accusations were amplified, and Shakespeare's play sealed the deal. One historian wryly noted that Richard's biggest crime might have been losing. Had he won at Bosworth, we might remember him as a hero instead of a fiend. But how much of the story is truth, and how much is distortion? Could the princes have been innocent victims of a smear campaign, their disappearance twisted into a weapon against Richard's legacy? The mystery of the princes in the tower persists because it's about more than politics. It's about humanity. Two young boys born into privilege, caught in the deadly game of power. Their story resonates because it's both tragic and timeless. We may never know the truth of what happened, but perhaps the questions are what keep us coming back. Some visitors to the tower claim they felt chills in the bloody tower, as though the prince's spirits linger. Whether that's history or imagination, it's hard to say. The princes in the tower are more than a story. They're a symbol of innocence lost, of ambition unbridled, and of mysteries that stand the test of time. Their memory lives on in history books, plays, and whispered tales. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of history's darkest enigmas. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Who knows? Maybe one day the tower will give up its secrets. Until then, stay curious. Unlock history's secrets, dive into the extraordinary. Subscribe now.